Well, happy Monday. Wow, brr, it is a cold one today. Have you stepped outside yet? Just be aware it's in the 20s here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you're outside of our area, please tell me that you're somewhere warm. Okay, as we are kicking the show off today, I'd love to know if you are taking us on vacation with you. A lot of people like to get out of St. Louis and go somewhere warm around the January, February, even sometimes in the March months. You know those snowbirds, right? They don't come back until about April. I'm right there with you. I get it. I stepped out this morning and thought, holy cow, it is so cold and it's windy. So we're going to give you the forecast here coming up in just a second. We've got some news you can use as well. And then we are doing Menopause and Medical Monday. However, a lot of times we're focusing on women. Today, it's all about the men. And I would love for you to have these discussions with your guy friends and start asking them like, hey, you know what I heard today? We have the same symptoms that the women have, and we should be dealing with the same ideas of what they do when they're taking care of themselves. Yes, guys, it's all about you. And women, I want you to hear, because we always say the guys should be listening to what we go through. Ladies, we need to hear what they go through as well. So a big show on tap with you, and it is, of course, with Jenny Gabriel from JG Optimal Wellness. She is our nutritional therapy practitioner. We're going to talk about it from a nutrition standpoint and really getting an idea of, hey, how can I change so that I'm living my best life? Okay, that's all coming up for you on this Monday. So good morning. Feel free to drop in any comments and any questions throughout the show. Before we get to all of that, let's talk about the weather in a segment that we call What the Weather.
Good evening from St. Louis, Missouri, and it is a beautiful one.
It's as cold where Beckett is. Beckett on Friday joined us from Memphis, and he's there again. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. How was your weekend?
It was wonderful. I stayed in a lot. You know what? Here's what's funny. I was talking to the team here. It has been 50 years since Rocky had the very first movie, Rocky 1. And so what we do all weekend, we stayed in and we were warm and we watched Rocky 2, 3, and 4 last night, Beckett.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's hard for me to watch and not pause and then want to go work out. It's just like, right, Eye of the Tiger starts to play and you're like, I can do this.
Exactly.
So that's what we did yesterday. What about you?
So we've been here in Memphis. I've been hanging out with my grandparents and then also helping over at my mom's store, getting everything set up and organized over there.
Yes, and we're going to give a shout out again. If you didn't hear that on Friday, The Only Facial. And yes, we have some here in St. Louis, so you can support them. But if you know anybody that's in Memphis, we would love for you to support Beckett's mom. So Jill, congratulations, by the way. Well, it's not open yet, or is it?
It opens, I think, February 1st or 2nd.
Okay, fantastic. Well, let us know when that happens. The grand opening, we'll give them a shout out as well. So we just talked about how cold it is. So I was driving in, it said 21 in my car, but it's so windy. In Memphis, are you dealing with similar temperatures?
Yeah, pretty much similar temperatures here, around 24 degrees, and it is very cold. I don't know if you can see my breath, but
I can.
Yeah.
I said, should I wear my gloves in the studio? All right, well, we're talking about how cold it is, and I saw something on Saturday that I don't like. So Beckett's going to talk all about this for you. Beckett, take it away.
Yeah, so looking at the current conditions right now, we got a temperature in the teens, not 10. It's a little bit warmer actually due to that sunshine that's coming in this morning. 21 degrees this afternoon for a high, so a very cold day. Definitely one you're going to want to stay inside for. Heading into tomorrow, though, we are thankfully going to warm up to 38 degrees. That's more around average for this time of the year. And then keeping those sunny skies into Wednesday and Thursday, keeping those highs as well in the around 40 degrees. Friday, mostly cloudy skies, 45 degrees. And then heading into Saturday, 29 degrees, and we do have a chance for snow. A system's going to come through really somewhere in between St. Louis and down to our south towards Memphis and in Mississippi. We are expecting possibly a snowstorm to come through. So again, I'll have more updates on that as we head later into the week, but possibly some snow on Saturday and then Sunday 26. So we do warm up into midweek, but then cooling back down really cold by this weekend.
Okay, and again, we'll be keeping an eye to that. We'll have Beckett back on with us on Friday. Some of that snow that fell the other day on Saturday, people were like, "Hey, wait a minute! It's actually accumulating." So we had some flurries. Did you get a little bit of that in Memphis with you, or did we only have that here in St. Louis?
No, I think that just kept in St. Louis. Nothing here.
Yeah, so Beckett was talking about it, that it was a possibility coming into the evening, and then all of a sudden we were like, wait a minute.
I
My
know.
clients were coming over in our long driveway dealing with that. I was like, oh my gosh, I told you guys to park down by the mailbox. They freaked me out. So they came up, and then I'm like, good luck sliding down the hill. They were all okay, though, which is good news. So, okay, Beckett, we'll have safe travels coming back, and we will check in with you again on Friday.
Thank you. See you then.
All right, that's Beckett Moore, our aspiring meteorologist. Again, doesn't he do great work? He's been with us now 2 years. He is 16. He started with us when he was only 14 years old. Well, he mentioned Memphis, and I don't know if a lot of people go into Memphis, and probably today on the day that many of you have off, your kids are home from school. It is a holiday, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Remembrance of him, as well as many different people are wondering, like, what's closed, what's open, what kind of celebrations. I saw some parades that are taking place in some states. Here in our area, the Dr. Martin Luther King Day events that will take place. The Missouri History Museum will hold a day full of activities, from a Black History scavenger hunt to an activism workshop and panel. Also, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day drive-through food distribution affiliated with the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis. That will be from noon until 3 at the Urban League of Metropolitan headquarters, which is North Kings Highway. Wash U, they have their 39th annual commemoration. They're holding that from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. in the Danforth campus. Also in the Metro East, there will be a 50-year-old event that's been taking place at the Mount Sinai Missionary Baptist Church on St. Louis Avenue in East St. Louis. That starts at noon today. And Mount Joy Baptist Church, they have the 40th annual celebration program. That's on Olive Street in Edwardsville, starting at 10 o'clock. And the keynote speaker will be Pastor Tracy Daniels, president of the Edwardsville branch, the NAACP, the founder and the CEO of the Visionary Leadership Group. There will be 2 blood drives as well, organized by Impact Life in partnership with the organizations designated as blood drives. One of them in Belleville at Our Lady Queen of Peace School, and then the SSM Health St. Mary's Hospital on Clayton Road. They have that from 11 until 2:30. The one in Our Lady Queen of Peace, by the way, will be held from noon until 2:30. So a lot of activities taking place today. And I'm also happy to see, I can't believe that on Friday it was already 8 months since the tornado came through St. Louis. Many things were damaged, including, I don't know if you saw this, the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. statue, but it was restored to Fountain Park 8 months after it was damaged in the tornado. Again, Friday marked exactly 8 months, and it's just crazy to think that that much time has already gone by since that devastation happened. But nice to see that they were able to have a ceremony on Saturday morning to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and that the statue did in fact return to the park. Well, I know Stephanie was talking about this last week, about the protest, the ongoing violence and issues that are taking place in Minnesota, but then there's protests happening in other cities and states as well. I was looking through this, and it's one of the things I hate to start your day off with, but I also don't want us to be void to what is happening in the world. So the Army is now putting 1,500 soldiers on standby for possible deployment to Minnesota, according to the Associated Press. The officials, who are speaking on condition of anonymity, discuss sensitive military plans, saying that 2 infantry battalions of the Army's 11th Airborne Division have been given prepared to deploy orders. The unit is based in Alaska, and they specialize in operating in Arctic conditions. The Pentagon, again, ordering about 1,500 active duty soldiers to be ready in case of a possible deployment to Minnesota, where federal authorities have been conducting a massive immigration enforcement operation. And the move is coming just days after President Trump is threatening to do just that, to quell the protests against his administration's immigration crackdown. So we will continue to follow this, and if they do in fact get deployed, we will pass that along to you. Let me give you some good news that's happening closer to home. St. Louis University, I'm going to give you some major props for this, paying for tuition for eligible undergraduate students. Yeah, starting in the fall, eligible first-time freshmen will be able to attend the university without paying tuition. To be eligible, students must be from families with a combined adjusted gross income of $60,000 or less and limited assets. The program will be renewable for up to 10 consecutive semesters, provided students continue to meet income and aid requirements and, of course, remain in good academic standing. So you're probably saying, wait a minute, I need my kids to know about this. How do I find out more? All you have to do is look right now in the comments. I just dropped all the information information in that you need to know. Well, this one actually happened on Friday, but it was after I got off the air. You may remember us doing this story about a former colleague of mine that worked at Fox 2. This is the latest. This is Angie Mock, and I know you're looking at this picture, and for those of you that remember that she worked with us at Fox 2, you're probably thinking there's no way that's her. It is. She was a morning anchor with us from 2011 to 2015, and you remember the story maybe from a couple of months back where we talked about, it was actually on Halloween night that she was arrested for her mother being killed. She's only 47 years old. It's a case that has been just all around. Every if you just type in her name, you name it with regards to a media outlet. It was even in People magazine. Well, the proceedings have been suspended now in the case of Mock after a doctor determined she is unable to stand trial due to her schizophrenia diagnosis. She is charged with first-degree murder in the death of her 80-year-old mother, Anita Avers. A doctor evaluated Angie Mock, determined that due to her schizophrenia diagnosis, she is unfit to stand trial. So that's the latest information in that. Let's again flip from a story that kind of weighs there on you to a happier story. Just look at this. The picture of her alone just makes me smile. Isn't she the most amazing icon in the music industry? Dolly Parton Day was declared for her 80th birthday, and she looks incredible. So it is on January 19th, right? So Tennessee Governor Bill Lee signed a proclamation on Friday designating today as Dolly Parton Day in Tennessee to honor the country music icon's 80th birthday. So this proclamation recognizes Dolly Parton's life, her legacy, and her contributions to Tennessee as the state's and East Tennessee's favorite daughter. She was born January 19th, 1946. She has become a global icon whose career spans singing, songwriting, music, acting, producing, and entrepreneurship. By the way, the Grand Ole Opry, they held a show to celebrate her music on Friday. By the way, Dolly said in a social media post that she would not be in attendance, but added that she would be sending everyone her love. So if everybody went to that hoping to see Dolly, of course she wasn't there. But I can guarantee you that that woman will be lighting up so much social media today. So if you see Dolly Parton all over your social media, it's because we're celebrating her. Well, Ruby Lee, who I know likes the old country music stars, is probably very excited about this one. Green Day. She's got a tattoo of Green Day. She also met them and she sang on stage with them. Green Day to open the 60th Super Bowl with an anniversary ceremony celebrating generations of MVPs. They kick off the big game at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. The performance will celebrate 6 decades of the championship's history, with the band helping usher generations of Super Bowl MVPs onto the field. Super excited for them, right? The opening ceremony, by the way, will take place ahead of the pregame entertainment, in which Charlie Puth is to perform the national anthem, Brandi Carlile will sing America the Beautiful, and Coco Jones will deliver Lift Every Voice and Sing. Okay, and before we wrap up our Super Bowl talk, this one's crazy. There is a height requirement, evidently, if you're going to work with Bad Bunny. What? Yes, that's what's been issued. So if you are unusually short or tall, you can cross one Super Bowl dream job off your list. Bad Bunny's halftime show has a height requirement. The Super Bowl Productions website said the job involves on-field assembly and disassembly of the stage. So the only people that can do it are between 5'7" and 6 foot. That's it. Some fans said they were disappointed. The company handling the application said the height requirement is very important, but it didn't say why, making it a Super Bowl mystery for now. So we got to get to the bottom of that one, but I thought that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. All right, in Blues news, yet again, I have to deliver bad news to you. The Blues losing, and shut out, in fact, 5-0 against the Edmonton Oilers. They play tomorrow against the Jets, 7 p.m. Friday, they will be on the road in Dallas against the Stars, also a 7 o'clock face-off. All right. We, of course, talked about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. That's the third Monday in January. It's also National Imagination Day. And we had some of this the other day. It's National Popcorn Day, the most perfect thing to have when you're watching a movie, right? All right. There you go. In our first 15 minutes of the show, we always like to get you updated in weather, sports news you can use, and say good morning to all of you before we get into our topic of the day, which today is about Men, yes, there's something that you go through that's called andropause, and we're going to discuss that today. Before we do it and we go into our break, let me say hello to Christy. Good morning to you. Linda, good morning. Julie and Stephanie, she actually said it's warmer here than it is in Minnesota. Kathleen, good morning to you. Rose, it's so cold. I let the dogs out and they stopped at the doorway and looked at me as if to say, never mind, I can hold it, and turn around back to their beds. Yeah, they do, right? They're like, you go outside and go in this, right? Rose says, one's a rescue. She slept out in the cold every night. Yeah, well, you know what? Now she's very, very happy. And then let's see. Everybody says, yeah, that's awesome. So, all right, everybody, we're going to take a quick break. If you have any comments, any questions throughout the show, drop them in. Our guest, Jenny Gabriel, who you know and love from JG Optimal Wellness, she's in today to talk about you guys. And I do mean we will take care of our men today. But ladies, don't you go anywhere because you need to listen to what they go through. Jenny, our guest, when we return.
Hey guys, I just want to tell you, being on the Monica Adams show has just been a delight. It's been a joy. What she's doing for the community is amazing. I'm so proud to be sitting in this blue chair, being honored and honoring the people for the showcase that I'm doing for the Neiman Marcus Black Creatives in the Lou Black History Month Showcase. I want to end this segment with a poem that I wrote. I grew up on the north side. That's where it all started. Dreams, goals, and aspirations grew within me, and they never departed. You see, my environment was jaded, but that never fazed me, because what my parents instilled in me made my dreams go crazy. Mama was my cheerleader, and Papa gave me the tools. Everything could be yours, they would say. Just make sure you follow these rules. Work hard, don't look back, and keep your mind set on stable. And if you can't find yourself somewhere to sit, create your own table. Thank you, Monica, for creating this table. Take care. Be blessed.
Welcome back again. Happy Monday to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Let's just be real. I just kicked my table. That's a Monday for you, right? We got a case of the Mondays. So Becca was just talking about how cold it is, and my guest agreed with that. Zach agrees with it. I do. So you are forewarned to bundle up as you're heading out this morning. Let me welcome our guest, Jenny Gabriel. Hopefully you know her by now with JG Optimal Wellness, and we'll give you all the information of how you can find her. Yes, she gives us great information when she comes in, but I think it's more important that she works one-on-one with you, because that's really where things change. So here's where you can find her if you want to search her on social media at JG Optimal Wellness, or her website, jgoptimalwellness.com. And if you want to shoot an email, Jenny at jgoptimalwellness.com. Again, from a nutrition standpoint is how we approach this. There are many people, by the way, that she works with as well. So once it becomes, let's have a whole team working for you, that's what they do. Yes, right there you can scan for a free assessment call. And if you haven't yet, get involved in her community. That's the Menopause Belly Secrets page that you can scan the QR code and join as well. How have you been?
Been great.
Do you all love this headband she's wearing, by the way? How cute is that, right? She's got the animal print on. I love it. So she was one of our models. If you saw our wonderful makeover show at the Vault Luxury Resale, did you enjoy that?
It was fun.
Told you you'd have fun.
Yeah.
And then as she was checking out, buying a couple of things that she wanted, I was like, oh, you would look good with this. And she's like, seriously? Yes. Do you like it?
I do.
Oh, good. Good. So, yeah, she came in. I'm like, look at you.
Yeah.
Adorable. And once again, you and I are matching.
I know. I watched it and I went, oh gosh, I'm telling you.
How is this happening? It's crazy.
Happens.
Oh, I love it. Okay, anyway, so thanks for being a part of that, and thanks for getting your friends involved. I hope everybody had a great time.
Yes,
There's
they did.
I don't even know. There's thousands of views on that already, so people love that show for sure. So welcome back from that. Now we're going to get into, we normally do Menopause Mondays.
Right.
And My mom was laughing about this, and she goes, "Why is it called menopause? It should be womanopause." and this
True.
part should be menopause,
Right.
but it's andropause,
Right.
which this woman is the one that told me all about it. Have you ever
Yeah.
heard of andropause?
Yeah.
Did you hear it on the show, or is this the first time you're hearing about it? So, Jenny, what is andropause?
Well, andropause is what men go through, like menopause for women. Men go through andropause.
And I don't think a lot of guys have ever even heard of this before.
Well, and most of them probably just discard it. It's just aging process, but it's
Right.
really not. I mean, because we got to look at the long-term effects of what's happening to them.
Right.
And it's a gradual thing. It's kind of like, it kind of creeps in like, the reading glasses do.
Oh,
It
yes.
just is real slow and gradual, and before you know it, it's happening.
And we want to act like it's not happening and do
Yeah,
everything we
we do.
can.
Right,
So
we do.
Zach had some good slides that you provided for us. We did a
Yeah.
little menopause versus andropause.
Yeah.
And then also, if you were looking at the other slide, it was how much testosterone a guy has from certain age
Right.
all the way down.
Yeah.
I was like, it's down into
It
their
decreases.
feet.
Well, right, and and the thing is it starts decreasing approximately 1% starting at the age of 30,
At 30, wow.
and gradually decreases over the years. So that's where that reading glass thing comes
Right.
in. It's just slow, steady.
Well, and probably, menopause is talked about more with us women.
Sure.
Andropause, as I said, until a year ago, I had never heard of it before. And yes, I've heard of low T, right? We're going to break
Right,
down
low T.
testosterone, though. And I've heard guys say, I can't keep the muscle mass that I used
Right.
to.
And they're tired, they're fatigued.
So those are their symptoms.
Yeah, irritable, brain fog. They have the weight gain, the belly weight gain.
Which is dangerous, right?
Yes,
let's
it
just
is,
talk
'cause
about
it's
from a
visceral
medical
fat.
standpoint.
Yeah.
So if someone's carrying weight out here,
Yes.
direct correlation to the heart.
Yes,
Right?
and it's visceral fat. So
Yes.
that means, we're getting fat around organs that we don't want to have that, because that's what makes it more disease
Yes.
induced.
So
Yeah.
guys, okay,
Yeah.
women are usually the ones that are always dropping in and asking questions. I want you to tell us, are you dealing with this? And by the way, what age? Because this is the wake-up call.
Yeah.
Guys are going along in their 30s. Oh, I look great.
Yeah.
I'm buff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not dealing with that, am I? Oh,
Right.
but
Well-
it's more awareness of here are the things to be looking out for.
Right. It's more about awareness. The average age is between 45, 55, where you really start to go, okay, I'm not feeling like myself. Men don't say, oh, I think my hormones are off. They like women, they kind of know that. Men are more like, I don't feel like myself.
Right. And then
And I'm
what
tired,
can I
I'm
do?
stressing more.
And they probably feel just as we always have, as it's just a normal part of aging.
Right.
And that there's nothing they can do.
Correct.
And that's not the case.
No, it's not.
So when they start to get the aha moment, and you're going to hear about all the symptoms that you're going to be dealing with, as they get that aha moment, what are their first steps that
Well,
they
the
should be
first
taking?
step would be and I'm coming from the nutritional standpoint, is foundational. Let's work on some nutrition stuff. Are you eating out? Are you eating processed foods?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of chemicals are you consuming through products? Those are some things that can be hormone disruptors and make that process not work very well. But also blood sugar handling. Are you finding yourself crashing throughout the day?
Yes.
Or are you skipping meals? Are you only eating one meal but pushing really hard in your workouts?
I'm not going to say who. I will give this to this particular person, and hopefully this information will really hit home with them. I know someone who is absolutely going through this, has always been built incredible,
Yeah.
and is trying to figure out, well, why am I carrying weight not only here, but they also get the love handles, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so
Yeah.
his mindset, tell me if I'm always very big on dietitians and nutritionists, what their thoughts are on this. His belief is, I need to do intermittent fasting.
That works really great for women in menopause. With men, I think it kind of depends on what else is going on.
Okay.
Like for me to say, no, he shouldn't do that. I mean, there's all kinds of intermittent fasting schedules, right? So maybe he does his longest fast overnight, but still eats breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In
Yeah,
more
that's
of
not
a,
happening. It's like one meal.
yeah. So see, that's not good. And I don't know what age this individual is, but
60s.
okay.
Early.
Okay, so all right, so we're already, at at that gradual decline already happening. So for me, I would be like, let's bring on some protein. Let's get some well-balanced meals in. Let's get some low glycemic carbohydrates going with our meals. Because if he's working out, you want to be able to fuel those meals, right? But you also have to be building the muscle back too and providing that building block, which is protein, and then getting some good fats in. Intermittent fasting, when I work with clients, it just depends on what else they have going on.
Okay.
Because if they have a lot of stress going on and then you try to intermittent fast with that, which stress is one of the key components in andropause. If it goes not diagnosed, but unaware, let's just say that, because that's what it is. We just discount it as this is how it is. If that goes unchecked, that's adding stress to the body, which causes cortisol. Yes, men have cortisol, which further decreases testosterone in the body.
And then they deal with a myriad of problems.
Exactly.
Which we're going to run through for you today.
Right.
So again, if you're just tuning in, Jenny Gabriel, we're talking about the men today. Ladies, this is not for you to go, okay, I don't have to listen. Yes, you do. Because just as much as we want them to be a support system for everything we're going through, I want you to get this aha moment of what they're going through. And again, it might be the first time. Tell me, by the way, just drop a yes or a no. Is this the first time you're ever hearing the word andropause? I had a discussion last week with several of the gentlemen in the club where we're associated here with Adventure Unknown. And I'm like, hey, do you guys know what andropause is? Andropause? What? No. Yeah. Do you all realize you have similar symptoms that we do of menopause? What? No. So 10 men I polled. Not one knew what we were talking about. So this is all about education today and getting you all, again, like she said, you're not going to sit around, crack open a beer. Hey, let's talk about our hormones.
That's exactly what's not going to happen.
But what they do say, though, and I do hear the conversation is, hey, are you struggling in the gym?
Yeah.
Struggling in the bedroom?
Struggling in the bedroom, because performance there is definitely part of that.
They do actually talk about it. I've heard these conversations. I was happy to hear them. I was in the gym and I went by and I heard them going, yeah, hey man, I got checked for my testosterone. Now, that is what we hear a lot now, right? There's a lot of, but
there's more to that too.
Okay, exactly. But we're going to get to that because there's some dangerous things where there's these places just want to jack you up on testosterone, and that's dangerous.
Right.
So you've got to make sure that someone really is in your corner taking care of your health.
Right. A good hormone optimization person.
All right. So I'm going to keep an eye to this as we break through all this. But again, have you ever heard of andropause? And a lot of people might be like, oh, she just said, my hubby said, huh? Anna said, I love her. She's helped me. Yes. So guys, I want the guys. Richard, where are you? Richard, tell me,
he's always posting.
Have you ever heard of andropause? And if you have, it's probably from Jenny. But it's the midlife shift that men do not want to talk about, but you need to. So again, energy and mood and muscle, libido, stress, what the heck is happening with all of you? Yeah. So it is just like it is with us, often misunderstood as it's just a part of aging. No, today we're here to tell you, you don't have to be dealing with that. So common symptoms, you talked about fatigue, low motivation.
Yeah, where you just don't want to get up off the couch, you're coming home, you're sleeping for a couple hours. You know, I mean, there's something about napping, but there's something wrong with coming home and sleeping for 2 hours and then getting up and going to bed and sleeping all night and then still feeling tired the next day.
So those are signs of nutrition deficiencies, is what you're thinking.
Yeah, nutrition deficiencies. There's probably low T coming on for sure. But if you don't have the foundation, and I know we're going to get to this too, but if you don't have that foundational support, you can do all the hormonal work you want.
Right. You're right. You need, we always talk about how you need all this in your corner. I already mentioned loss of muscle.
Yes.
Jenny said increase in belly fat, brain fog, low mood. And again, this is affecting you personally and professionally. Think about how you're working. And you're like, I'm just, I'm not hitting my goals and I'm just not with it.
Right.
You're just cloudy. I talked about reduced libido. Yep. Performance changes, poor sleep, higher stress reactivity.
Yeah.
But you mentioned earlier that it's not just about testosterone, because I think immediately guys are like, okay, I've been hearing commercials that, do I have low T? Is it, but it's, I need you to break down for us all the levels of testosterone. So
where there's total and there's free. And so when someone
what's the difference?
Well, total is all of it, like the composite score of that, right? Free is a different component. It's like what's freely available within the body. That's the easiest breakdown I can give you of that.
Okay.
But typically when we go to the doctor, and I'm going to say for men, it's likely they're just going to probably do a total number. Well, that's not the whole picture.
Right.
We need more than just total. We need testosterone free too, so that you know what's available there.
So do they need to be asking their doctor when they're running labs to run both?
Yes, they do.
Or just be saying, I hope you're running both. If not, I do need them both.
No,
run.
I would say I want total, and please make sure free, testosterone free is being ran too, because I want a complete picture. I mean, we sometimes have to be our own advocates
Right.
when we're there, and we see that from the female side, and men, this is speaking to you too. I just advocate for yourself. Say, this is what I want to make sure is done. There's some other labs that, you are important to ask for, like sex hormone globulating. You want that hormone as well, which typically that's one that's automatically
be in
done.
there? Okay.
Metabolic, overall metabolic panel. You want that in there and insulin markers, because we see blood sugar as a part of this. This is being affected too. And if blood sugar is not going appropriately like we need to, when I'm speaking about blood sugar, I'm talking about how we're handling it throughout the day,
Right.
not talking specifically about diabetes or anything like that, but just how. And those responses to the things are, we're tired, we're fatigued, we're lightheaded. Those are signs that we're probably not fueling our body nutritionally throughout the day with enough proteins and fats to kind of level out that sugar handling part.
As you're hearing this, are you getting an aha moment? What I hear from a lot of guys is, it happens to me later in the evening and I'm sitting around watching a game. I want to open up a beer. I'm craving something salty. I'm
Yep.
eating pretzels and snacks.
Yep.
And
Yep,
then I
that's
want some
adrenal.
cereal. Process.
Everything's processed, yeah.
So it's funny because
Yeah.
there's a lot of women, they're like, oh my gosh, my husband or my boyfriend, they eat like a child. They're eating cereal and, all these
Yeah.
carbohydrates, sugars, salts laden foods. So she hears right away from a nutrition therapy practitioner, there's a problem.
Yeah, that's telling me that they've definitely got probably, I can say adrenal, but that makes me think adrenal when they're craving a lot of salt. But a lot of processed foods, when we're craving those, we obviously have not balanced out our blood sugar handling, because we just want to crave more of those. And honestly, those foods are made for us to crave them more and more.
Right.
Hopefully that trajectory is going to slowly change here.
Exactly.
But
Because they want you to be addicted to it.
They want you to be addicted to it, and that's part of that. But when we're craving them all the time, either we're eating out of boredom, or we're
Yes.
fueling something that it has a root cause issue
Right.
that's deeper than just I'm eating blindly.
Well,
for fun.
you're addressing something that I'm always asking my clients, which is, are you mindful or mindless eating?
Yeah, exactly.
Think
Are
about
you
that.
mindfully eating or mindless eating?
Yes.
Yeah.
Be very
Just
aware.
to be stuck in something in your mouth.
Yeah, well, because if somebody had a constant, I always say it this way, if somebody had a constant camera on you, video camera, or there was some type of a camera that either Jenny or myself could check in and be like, hello, mindless.
yeah.
Nope, that's mindless. Nope, that's Oh, that's mindful. You're being
Yeah.
aware of it.
Yes.
Slow down, by the way, while you're eating.
Yeah.
Stop shoveling it in.
Yeah, stop shoveling it in. And I tell all of my clients, practice the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, you're leaning into those whole foods.
Right.
And people are like, well, what's whole foods? Whole foods are foods that are not processed. Okay? Shopping the outer perimeter of the store.
We were at the grocery store yesterday, and not once did I go into any of the inner aisles at all. Now, sometimes I will. I'll get like peanut butter or almond butter, whatever
Well,
that's
yeah,
in there,
right.
some soups
But
and things like that. Primarily.
Right.
Everything, and I was laughing because as nothing against my husband, but as we were going along, I'm like, oh, what's that? Where did that come from? I'm in the produce. I went into the deli or the seafood area, came around, got some almond milk, got some eggs,
Yeah.
turkey bacon, all of that. And I'm like, I just stayed
Yeah.
on the outside. And then I was ready to go. And I'm like, okay. The other thing is, we always say this, don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry.
Right. Do not do that. That's a bad plan.
Well, that means
And
also.
go with the list if you can, too.
Yes.
'cause
Try
that
and stay
keeps you
focused.
Stay
Yes.
focused.
Again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the guys today. It
Yeah.
is Andropause, and we're talking with Jenny Gabriel, JG Optimal Wellness. Okay, so we talked about it's not just about testosterone. So
Right, it's not.
stress, you've heard this many times, and it's repetition sometimes. It raises your cortisol, so that lowers their testosterone.
Correct. It does. Same thing with blood sugar imbalancing. That worsens the hormone signaling. And then you add in poor sleep. That's going to block the hormone repairing process because sleep is when we repair, right?
Right, yep.
And then nutrient depletion and mineral issues can also have a direct impact on hormone production. So we want to keep the whole picture,
Right.
where they understand that it's not just one thing that's happening. It could be multiple things that are happening to them.
Well, and you just said one thing. I think Jenny has mentioned this in the past for us women. Let's say it again for the guys. It is not cookie cutter. There's a
Right.
reason why blood work has to be done. It is
Right,
not
yeah.
one size fits all.
Right,
So
right.
what your guy friends are going through doesn't necessarily mean it's yours as well. That's why
Right.
it's important. Go to the doctor, ask for blood work, have somebody that's, I always think you need to have a nutrition or a dietitian in your corner, right?
Yeah.
So that they know, oh, well, this is why. It's
Right.
just this aha moment. We want you to get your energy back. Rose said, what age again do you think this starts with men? She said in their 30s. Maybe.
Yeah, well, testosterone starts to decline at 30, 1% a year. But the average age, Rose, is between 45 and 55.
45 and 55. Bab said this is the first time she's hearing about it. Good morning, Jenny. Hope you're having a good start to your day. Get the guys. We're going to take a quick break. If you can text some of the men in your life right now and say, hey, get up, watch this. If they can't watch it live, maybe they're heading off to work, make sure that they see this later because this is all about them. And I want them to get the aha moment. So once Jenny says, oh, well, see, here's a red marker, just like a teacher. This is what's going wrong. Then you have the information. What do you do with it? That's what we're going to go into next. So don't go anywhere. More with Jenny when we return.
This lady got me in the best shape of my life. I literally didn't know that I could be in shape like that. But the amount that she pours into her clients, and especially whenever you get the one-on-one training, it's mind-blowing. I mean, it was really life-changing. I learned so much about proper form, about nutrition, about just being able to invest in myself. I hired Monica to be my personal trainer, which was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Welcome back. Thanks again for tuning into the Real Monica Adams Show, getting real about men today. Yes, I just want to sing that song. Let's talk about men, right? Let's do this. Guys, it is about you. Women, it is about the men in your life and helping them. So we talk a lot, and Babs just said, let me clarify, I had heard about, and a lot of us probably, you've probably heard about low T. That's been all over the radio, all over news. Low T, low testosterone, right? She said, I need to clarify, I am aware of male menopause, but the term andropause is new. I agree. That is something I had never heard of before. But I also, you know, if I hear, oh, your testosterone's low, okay, you need testosterone. I mean, see, we need to be educated because it's, wait a minute, what else is going on? It's not just that.
Right. And I think it's important that people understand that, yes, it may be that they need testosterone, but that shouldn't be the first play in this.
Okay.
If they have their nutrition and they have their lifestyle in place, like they're making good choices already, then yes, that would be the first choice. But you cannot build up if the foundation's cracked.
Kind of like just putting a Band-Aid over something.
Exactly.
And you're just covering up the problem.
Exactly. They can definitely help each other.
Right.
But the foundation has to be uncracked first.
So they all need to lock arms and work for our guys.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's the entire team.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about stress because, first of
big.
all, I need you all to hear this. Stress is the #1 killer.
Yeah.
Because it's linked to cardiovascular problems.
Yes.
And for women, the #1 killer of women is cardiovascular. It is not breast cancer. You all think that it is. It's not. It's cardiovascular disease. So many times you find people that you find out, and they're younger, and they've
Mm-hmm.
got high blood pressure, they've got cardiovascular problems, they've got some blockage in arteries,
Right.
and it's all, oh my gosh, they were so stressed. Ding, ding. Pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Help the people that you think are riddled with stress. You say that's the silent hormone disruptor?
Mm-hmm. It is, because we don't think of that having such a big play on hormones.
No, I don't think a lot of people even see what stress does, period.
Right. Yeah. But chronic stress puts us in that body in survival mode. And testosterone, specifically, since we're speaking about men today, the testosterone is a thriving hormone. It's not a surviving hormone. Okay. And so if we're constantly, when the body is constantly stressed and we're just, pedal to the floor the whole time, what happens is the body's going to start prioritizing survival. So when it comes to testosterone, libido, all that goes out the window,
Right.
because it's going to be about survival, right?
Well, and think about it. Let's just be real here. If you're starting to have problems in the bedroom, that's stressing you out. You don't
Absolutely.
want to talk about it.
Right,
It
right.
emasculates men.
Right.
But they're aware that it's coming,
Yes.
but they need to do something about it.
Right.
Again, don't
They
just
do.
accept. Just
Right.
like we've talked in the past about us women going to OBGYNs
Yeah.
and being dismissed.
Yeah, it happens.
I don't want that happening to guys either. Oh, yep, sorry, buddy, you're in
It's
that
just
age
part of
range.
it.
Yes.
It's not part of it.
No.
I mean, they get the same comments that we get.
Right.
But you have to be your own advocate, because the stress alone is going to cause that decline. And if you already have a decline, it just adds to
Magnified.
it. It makes it worse. And then you add work stress and family stress, and maybe you have other health stress. I mean, by that time, you're at a bottoming out.
Yeah, you're
'Cause
tanking.
you're
Well,
tanking.
because, think about it.
Yeah.
Men have always wanted to have the mindset of the provider, even though we know
Correct.
that a
Yeah.
lot of times women are right there with them, or sometimes women are making more, which also can stress guys out. It shouldn't, by the way. They're contributing, right?
right.
You should be happy
Right.
that that's happening, but that's the old way of thinking of I need to be the provider. The finances are causing an issue, right? And or I want to retire, but what's our future going to look like? They just can't calm down. And we've got to help them. This is why I wanted women
Yeah.
to listen to today's show, because we really do need to be there for them.
Right. And that's where that lifestyle stuff comes into play,
And get
especially
them
with
to
the
talk.
stress.
Get them to talk.
Yes.
It
Get
is-
them to tell
Before I leave
you.
this earth is my number one goal to get men to talk.
Yeah.
That's why when they get in this chair and they open up, it's just the most beautiful thing to go, please start. This is a starting point.
Yeah.
Don't make it just today.
Yeah.
Please continue to open up. So we actually started the show, speaking of opening up, with the
Yeah.
slide that said andropause versus menopause. Okay. So let's
Yeah.
do a comparison for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So ladies, as you have been hearing yourself covered over the last several months, we now are going to say, here's what menopause looks like on the left side, and then here's what andropause looks like. And some of those absolutely mirror each other. So
Yeah, they
break
do.
those down for us,
Yeah.
Jenny.
So let me see your slide. Okay. So with men, both of them are going to have mood swings. Both of them are going to have sleep issues. Both of them are going to have stress. Both of them are going to, like the insomnia part, the sleep part's a big part of it. Weight gain, huge. Bone loss, all of that is very much a part. Those are shared common themes, right? Whereas women with menopause, they have an abrupt hormone stop.
Right.
Where men, like I said, it's that gradual thing with the glasses. It slowly comes on. Those reading glasses slowly come on.
Yes.
And so it's gradual. But those are the things that they share together. But they both require lifestyle recalibration.
Correct.
In order for them to kind of overcome some of the symptoms that are having.
So I just lost my voice. It's like Peter Brady. for those of you that are in the same age range and you're sharing these symptoms together, let me ask this, because the number one thing that I think we all as women say, oh, here it comes. We're gaining weight. Where's this weight coming from? We're trying to eat healthier. We're trying to work out.
Yeah.
Then it's the hot flashes.
Yeah.
Do they deal with the temperature change in their body?
Some guys could, but women mostly.
Right.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want you guys to be dealing with any of this, but I don't wish the hot flash.
Theirs is more sleep, stress, brain fog, weight gain at the middle section, a lot of the visceral fat.
But they also deal with the brain fog that we do.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
So again, very similar symptoms, and this is probably a wake-up call for many of you of, wow, Didn't know that. But andropause, again, gradual.
Yeah.
Menopause, abrupt. All of a sudden it comes out of nowhere. So a lot of people might be like, I just have to have better willpower. I think this is important for you all to listen to. You might hear from friends and family members, oh, you're gaining weight. It's willpower. It's
Yeah.
not.
It's not.
Your body working against you.
Yeah, it is. And again, it's going back to, and you may be doing all the things right, right? And we're still having that issue happen. That's where, if you're doing all the things right, that's where you want to look at doing hormones.
Well, okay, let's get into this because we talked about the labs, and we will reiterate that sometimes you really have to be the advocate to say, I need you to add this. And even sometimes they might say, well, I don't know if insurance is going to cover that. Fine. At that point, you make the decision. Well, at this point, with the skyrocketing premiums, negotiating a cash price is better for you anyway, by the way. That's a lot of things I've been looking into. Then just negotiate that and then pay. I want to have that done. I would want to be armed with the information.
Right. Yeah.
So here's the labs that are going to give
Yeah.
you a better
Yeah.
picture. As she said earlier, and I know a lot of you, you're tuning in every second and you may not have heard in the beginning, free testosterone, not just total.
Right, because if not, they're missing the whole story. There's more of a story going on.
And then what's SHBG?
That's sex hormone binding globulin.
Sex hormone binding globulin?
Yeah, and
Okay.
They
should have that.
Yeah, that's a lab they would run anyway.
And then estradiol for them also, huh? Interesting.
Yeah.
What is estradiol for those that have not ever heard of that?
Well, that's an estrogen that both men and women both have.
Okay.
And men not as much, women a whole lot more than that. But, it's going to help them with the brain fog stuff, and like it would help us.
Right. And so for a lot of you, when you go in and you are armed with, these things are all off, when I mentioned that once you've got that information, what do they do with it? It could be very similar. Like I do, and again, I'm allowing this because I'm writing my saying HIPAA. I'm allowing you to know my background.
Yeah.
But for me, when I went in, it was an old mindset, and I know we've discussed this briefly decades ago about hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah.
And all over the news
Right.
how it was supposedly tied to cancer.
Right.
That was a one-off thing.
Right.
And now they came back and said,
Took the black box warning off.
correct. So you go to your OBGYN or you go to your urologist and you say, oh, well, is this something that I should be on? And then at that point, maybe it's covered by insurance. Okay.
Right.
If that works for you. With me, with my clotting background, they are very, very careful of what I would go on. But I went on to BHRT, which again, for a lot of
Same.
people, it is, what's that? It's bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. Men can be doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Creams.
Yep.
Pellets.
Yep.
What else is?
They can do injections too.
Injections,
Some,
okay.
some men will do the injection route. Some will do the cream route. If men aren't doing the cream, or maybe they just want to do the injection part, that's their preferential choice. But the cream part is, are they absorbing it?
Correct.
That's the key thing.
Well, and that's why.
And some people can, some people can't. Same way with women.
But you'll figure that only by having tests done.
Correct.
And ideally, your practitioner that's taking care of you should at least every 6 months be redoing your blood work.
And in the beginning, it's probably quarterly.
Yes. Because they're going to be like, okay, we just started. Is this working? Is it too high? Is it too low? We need to adjust it.
Because it adjusts other things in the metabolic panel.
Yes.
when
The
you're
other
doing that.
thing is, and this is why you have to make a decision on your own, the pellets, once they're in,
Yeah.
they cannot be adjusted for, what is it,
Correct.
3 months?
Yeah, at least that, yeah.
And that's the reason why I didn't go the pellet route.
Same.
I was, well, no. Why wouldn't I want to? Well, they said that some people don't like doing a cream because they think it's sticky. And I was like, oh, I don't see
Yeah,
that.
I don't have that issue.
So to me, that was the easiest. But again,
Same.
you do you. You got to figure
Same.
yourself out. But I know a lot of guys that I know a lot of men in my life right now, they're like, oh, yeah, wow. Had no idea that my testosterone was tanked.
Yeah.
And then they started using the creams and they feel better.
they'll do that gradually. The doctor's going to gradually, increase that. It's not
Right.
like they're going to go, okay, you're here, and now we're going to take you to here.
But there are a lot of clinics that do that.
Yeah,
And
so
that's
be
why I'm
very
not
careful.
a fan of them.
Yeah, so if you have a situation where you're like that, you might want to get a second opinion because there's so many things that can be affected in the metabolic panel outside of that when you do that. And not only that, the way your body responds to
Yes.
that kind of amount too. So
Don't
it's
think
better to go slow and gradual than to go all out.
From what I understand, if they take it too high, it's like rage, right? So it's affecting their mood, their,
It can have hair loss too with that.
oh, okay. All right. So
So it's better to steer on the side of caution. So
just make sure, as we always say, make
always
sure that you
ask the questions.
Yes,
for
ask
sure.
questions, and if you feel like this person doesn't have your best interest, then find someone else for you. Lastly on that slide was insulin and metabolic markers. So
Yeah.
again, these are the labs that will give you a better picture.
Yeah.
So what is actually going to help you? Again, we're not talking in life ever about a quick fix.
No, we're not. And this is that foundational work I was talking about before you would ever go to using hormones, is you've got to make sure that you got your strength training and recovery in, you're giving yourself adequate amount, don't push through. We're going to talk about blood sugar balancing, making sure that we're fueling our body throughout the day with the good carbs and proteins and fats. And then good quality sleep, because that's when we're detoxing at night. That's where the hormones are able to repair. Not only that, the organs repair and detox through that process, including the brain. And then stress regulation, which is huge. It's everybody has stress. I'm sorry, even if you tell me you don't, you're lying to me, because we all have it. You know, it's maybe we just deal with it differently.
Right.
But there are so many little tips and tricks that can help someone manage that better, getting them out of that constant fight or flight, sympathetic regulation, to a more parasympathetic. You need to be able to toggle back and forth between those. And what I find with men in andropause, this is more of a, not only a testosterone, but it's more of a metabolic issue as well as a nervous system regulation issue for them.
Well, it's interesting for those that say, I don't have stress, or if I do have stress, I manage it well. And then she starts talking. This is why I like the one-on-one with her. She'll start saying, okay, well, what's happening when you're getting off work? Oh, I'm just going to grab a beer with some friends. And it's this constant, I'm grabbing drinks, I'm eating, I'm snacking. Oh, well, that's how.
Not sleeping.
Right, and not sleeping
Mind's
properly.
racing.
Exactly. You can't calm the mind down. That's you handling stress, but suppressing the stress.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
you just think that you're
Yeah.
not stressed
Yeah.
by the mechanisms you're using to
Right.
dull it.
Right.
It's dulling the pain, really. Okay, so we have two more that we're going to get into. One is when hormone support is considered, and the reframe, and then what's our final takeaway? We're going to get into all of that in our final 10 minutes of the show here. Again, folks, you have any questions when we're live, drop them in. If not, when you watch this on replay, do a little hashtag replay. We'll make sure Jenny gets those questions. We'll also tell you where to find Jenny and how you can work with her directly when we return. Welcome to the mobile Monica version of the real Monica Adams Show at my favorite restaurant. There's something about a coffee house that's just very warm and welcoming.
Gives you that sense of community.
What are you most proud of since you've opened it?
I cry easily. I'm thankful for everybody here.
You opened the door during the middle of the pandemic. You got the best Italian restaurant in the United States. Here in St. Louis, you put us on the map. Does it scare you? Do you go through fear?
Terrifying.
So how do you get past the fear?
We find something to laugh about.
Welcome back again. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of the Real Monica Adams Show. Again, concentrating on our guys today. But remember, the best relationships are when you have the support system. So ladies, I hope you take this and you talk to your guys. Maybe they're off already at work, and then you're going to talk to them when they come home. Or maybe you text them or give them a call today and say, hey, you got to watch this show. And they're probably going to be like, oh, yeah. No, make sure they watch, because again, we're trying to take care of them today. I just made Jenny laugh at the break because Rose just said, Jenny, such big words. I only had junior college. Which words, parasympathetic or globulin? Okay, another good thing that Rose said was, my husband carries the whole family's problems and issues and concerns on his shoulders. It's a huge responsibility. To escape, he goes in the basement and takes a nap, wants a little time alone. And she said, I encourage that. I do the same. Jim always escapes up to his theater room, and I'm like, leave them alone.
Yeah, let
not
him
for too long, though.
decompress.
Like, don't let it be all day long and you don't have any interaction with them.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, you need to talk about something, or let's go for a walk. Like, let's just don't always make them alone, because then you get depression set in.
That's exactly
Right? They think that they're alone and that they can't talk.
Yeah.
Joe just said, very good show today. See,
Yay.
Joe, now you pass it along to the guys.
Awesome.
Anna said, my husband and I now have a competition on how much REM sleep we get. Talk about
I
healthy
love that.
competition.
Yay! You better be getting over 2 hours.
Tony, good morning to you. Guys, as you're signing on, if you're just signing on, you got to go back and watch this entire show because today's show has been all about you. So we went into the break. We've got a few things left for you. So when hormone support is considered.
Well, I think it's, we consider the hormone, we bring it on when the lifestyle stuff has been addressed. Okay, first. The lifestyle is a foundation. It comes first. Individual assessment markers are being looked at, right? And then hormones can support, guys, but they are not the be-all, end-all. You have to have the healthy habits. You have to have the nutrition. You have to have the mineral balancing. And I know that seems maybe complicated, but it's really not complicated. It's just cleaning up your diet, making sure you're working with someone just to help you fine-tune that, and then add the hormones. Because I'm telling you, when you combine those two, the benefits are unbelievably awesome.
For your personal and your professional life.
Yes.
And by the way, we need to take care of you because unfortunately, all too often what we find is it's when something goes to the extreme that guys get scared. It's stress, it's anxiety, it's fear, it's depression, it's sadness, it's all those things of, wait, what? What's wrong with me? That's why we're trying to clean things up right now so that you can be around for us and be a part and be happier and be involved in the kids' activities and not feel like I want to go take a nap. Right?
Or I just want to sleep, or I have no motivation to do anything, or you just want to sit there and stare at the TV. Not discounting that. I'm just saying when you want, that's all you want to do all the time.
That's not good.
That's not good.
No. So we got to reframe our mindset.
Yeah,
okay.
reframe
This
it.
isn't decline, guys.
No, it's not decline.
Recalibration.
It's recalibration. I love using that word because it really is what it is. We're just recalibrating where we're at and where we want to go.
So we're rebuilding, a chance to rebuild your energy differently.
Yep.
It's kind of like Steve Austin, the Bionic Man. We are rebuilding you.
That's right. We are.
Strength
That's right.
can look smarter, not harder.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you, and we talk a lot about this with the females. When you get a certain age, just going to the gym, just spending hours lifting lead is great. But I mean, if you already got your testosterone tanked and you're stressed all the time, you're just adding more stress on top of your body. It's like there's got to be a happy medium with this. It's, go to the gym, but you don't have to work out 3 hours.
And I also would love for you men to open your mind, and it also brings you back to really great relationships with the ladies in your life. If they are doing yoga, do yoga with them. You need to find a calming mechanism.
Yeah, our church is getting ready to do a partners yoga.
I love it.
Yes, and you can bring whoever. You can bring your spouse, you can bring your daughter, you can bring your mom or your bestie or whatever, and it's coming up. Yeah.
I'm telling you though, when guys get introduced to yoga, it's an aha moment. And what I really would love is to start hearing other guys say, I incorporate yoga. Oh, you do? Yeah. And even Pilates. All these things you used to think were all women-based. Your life will change drastically because I see a movement now that I'm very excited about in social media worlds with personal trainers that has to do with more stretching, more flexibility, and more mobility.
Yeah.
Mobility for men and women.
Mobility is huge because it's long term too. You know, it's like because as we age, we need to have that mobility so that we're more agile. If we go to slip or we go to fall or on the ice or whatever.
But guys,
we
if
can
you
catch
have it
ourselves
here,
quicker.
you're not going to be able to get down and do some of those moves.
You will
Gotta
not
get
be
rid
able
of
to
this.
get over the beach ball. Okay, we've got to get the beach ball down.
All right, so midlife steady, focused, and powerful. So what is the takeaway for today, Jen?
So, it's just pay attention to your body and what it needs. Be listening. I hope if you take anything from the show today is awareness. Being aware and what you need to be looking for, and then the questions you need to be asking your doctor about.
So if you feel off, you're not broken.
Yeah, you're not broken. And support beats shame. Don't feel shameful about where it's at. I know men and women struggle with this too. We talk about the Sahara Desert with the vaginal dryness. It's the same thing with men and dysfunction, in the bedroom, It's the same thing. Don't feel shame. Let's talk about it and work on fixing it.
Well, and it's all about
Making it better.
awareness. That's what we're doing here today.
Yeah.
Educating you, making you aware of this. I would love for you to start talking about this. And
Yeah.
again, maybe you just slowly bring it into play with a couple of the guys. Maybe you're in the gym and you start it with
Yeah.
hey, is this getting harder for you?
Yeah,
I
the
heard this
strength
on
thing
this
is
show.
huge.
Maybe we need to have our blood work done. Again, awareness is the first step for you all to be feeling better, which is what we want for you. That's everything we say
Absolutely.
every time for men and women is walking around and being the best version of ourselves.
Right.
For you first, for
Right.
you with your relationships,
Yeah.
for you with your kids, for you in the workforce, etc. All right. So I gave it to you before. I want to give it to you again. So I know you are all saying great show. Okay, but let's take it beyond that. So I want you to be armed with the people that are in your corner. And Jenny would be great for you to have. Jenny at jgoptimalwellness.com is her email address. The website is jgoptimalwellness.com. And then, of course, on social media, you can find out more. What's your best platform, by the way? Is it Instagram or Facebook?
Either one.
Okay, at JG Optimal Wellness. Linda, Jenny, what did you say was a good amount of REM sleep?
2 hours. Anything over 2 hours is great.
Okay, and then Giuseppe, hello. I know, right? Good topic. Good morning to you as well. I hope you know about these things, and if not, that you are aware to talk about these. Stephanie said, I don't think I will ever understand the male species. So 2 hours of REM sleep, which is an aha moment.
Yeah.
Is your mind racing? Are you waking up constantly? Are you, women more so, she said, than guys, kicking the covers off, bring them back on. You got hot flashes, all of us together. What I would like now is for you to take the show, go back, hear the repetition of it. Oh, and help the guys in your life.
Yeah.
So Stephanie, maybe you'll understand them better if we talk with them. Get them to talk and just be empathetic.
Right.
Of what they're going through so that you can understand, hey, they've got similar things, and then take care of it. And maybe you go to the doctor together. You go get your lab work done together.
Mm-hmm.
It is really a beautiful place to be when you are both on fire.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Amen.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Life's back.
Life's back.
All right, so what are you feeling today for the 100 Days to Freedom? We added a new book, by the way.
Oh, you did?
Yes, we did. So we now have 100 Days to Freedom from Healing. It's 100 Days of Healing. 100 Days of Healing. Then we, of course, got overeating. We have depression, anger, shame, and then fear and anxiety.
Let's do healing.
Healing. Yay. Okay, this is also from our friend Stephen Arterburn, which, by the way, Stephen, we need you on the show. We've been reading your books for what? 2+ years now? Yeah. So, all right, healing. What do we feel in the healing realm? Because it does feel like we're healing today.
I feel like we are
with what we're
healing.
talking about.
Yeah,
all right,
for sure.
Healing. And then, by the way, after this, Jenny will tell us the next time she's coming
Yeah.
on and what we will be discussing in the next show, which is 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
So it's the healing power of Jesus.
Okay.
Nevertheless, I will bring health and healing to it. I will heal my people and will let them enjoy abundant peace and security. That's Jeremiah 33, verse 6. So during the 3 years of Jesus' earthly ministry, he taught people how to love God and the rest of humanity. He gave us a stunning example of unconditional love when he surrendered to death at his enemies' hands. And everywhere he went, he healed people. He made the blind see, the deaf hear, the lame walk. He healed diseases of every kind. You can read more about that if you want to reflect in Matthew 8, verses 16. Also, Matthew 11, verse 5. Naturally, those of us who have illnesses, whether it's visible or invisible, and who believe in his supernatural power, pray for physical healing. And for some, Jesus answers those prayers with a resounding yes. He heals others in different ways, maybe spiritually or emotionally, relationally or mentally. Whatever type of healing you need, go to Jesus. Ask him for mercy, for strength, for grace, for endurance. If he immediately answers your prayer the way you expect, praise him for his miraculous power. If he doesn't, thank him anyway. I know that's hard to do, but it's in his time. Surrendering yourself to his plans and his timing. The relationship that results from honestly and fervently connecting with Jesus will sustain you. Beth Moore said, I have to have a daily, vibrant relationship with Jesus in order to survive that process toward healing every single day, right? Calvin Miller, with love that knew no fear, the singer caught his torment, wrapped it all in song and gave it back to him as peace. And then we do not need the sheltering wings when things go smoothly. We are closest to God in the darkness, stumbling along blindly. Yeah, absolutely. Today's prayer, Lord, heal me of everything that needs your tender touch. Help me to trust you as I wait for the ultimate healing in heaven. I praise you for your power and your mercy offered so freely. Amen. And I want to pass something along that came up in, we went to church yesterday at the Crossing in Fenton, and they talked about opening the Bible, people getting the Bible for the very first time, or getting one and opening it after decades, maybe. And so they said praying the Bible. And it was really interesting how they broke it down. And it was read, but no more than 10 verses. Because then it becomes like, I'm overwhelmed.
Yep.
Read 10 verses or less, reflect.
Yep.
Then pray and rest. Because in the rest is where he's doing his work through us. I thought it was a really beautiful way. So for those of you that feel lost and you're like, I don't even know where to begin with the Bible, some people go cover to cover. As I said, some people will go like this and just point. And that's where they think, this is what God needed for me to hear today. But I thought it was really interesting. Read the words. Reflect on what you just read. Pray. Like you're so laser focused on it, right? And then rest. And so they started a thing in their app called First Five. So it's the first 5 minutes of the day.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they actually break down whether it's a English Standard Version, whether it's international, but it's like 3 different versions.
Right.
And then which one are you more drawn to, which I think is powerful as well. So when you do go get a Bible, the other thing is you might feel completely just blind. Have someone that can really say, this one is more drawn to you.
Yeah.
Or you're more drawn to it.
I'm doing the Bible recap in 365 days this
there we
year.
go.
Our church is doing it. 400 people did it last year, and then they decided to do it again this year. And so Greg and I are both doing it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, and I didn't expect to bring this up today, but we're going to. So I told Jenny that I'm always looking for you all to say, hey, I'd like to see more of this on the show or more of that on the show. I was in the shower last week, and a lot of my, this is where, first of all, you sing in the shower because it's the best acoustics.
Well, and it's really great. I won't say that. Well, it's really great for the vagus nerve, too.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you can scream at the top of your lungs.
Yes. all of that. But also, it is where it's just you. You're calm, you're clear, and that's some of my best work is, where'd this one come from? And so last week, I threw it out there, and I said, what do y'all think about Testament Tuesday? I mean, it wasn't about 30 seconds. You all were like, yes, 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 yes. I have a sponsor already for it. And she came to me and said,
is even awesome.
by the way, we're going to start her in March. I'm going to start sprinkling things in. So just wait for that. But here's my question, though. I want all of you to tell me, what do you want in Testament Tuesday? Do you want me to go to different denominations? Do you want me to bring different churches on, different pastors, different priests, youth leadership groups? What is it?
I think it's all the above.
Yes, but
I really do.
Fill in the blanks. What would you like to see on Testament Tuesday?
And I think it's good to focus on churches too that do, like, what are they doing service wise too? Because I know I go to Morning Star Church in Darden Perry, and they do a lot of community service, like feeding the kids in Wentzville.
Yes, I want to know, what are we doing in the community?
Yeah,
how are we serving each other?
That's opening.
How are we serving for him is what it is.
Yeah,
we went to the 11 o'clock mass yesterday, and everywhere I looked, I was like, they are in their teens and they're in their 20s, just packed. Right? That's what I love. This on fire movement with our younger generation is unlike anything we've seen before. So that for sure will be in Testament Tuesday. Okay, before we wrap up, make sure that you're all heard. Let's see. Rose said, they say that about us, like they don't understand our species. Yes, but we got to get them to talk, all of us. Very true, she said. Please pray for my family. We need it. Karen, the prayers are out to you. Absolutely. Thanks, Monica and Jenny. Have a good day and stay warm. You as well. And now share this with all your friends and your family. By the way, we're going to be out your way in February in O'Fallon. So you want to come shop with us?
Oh, yeah. She always wants me to come shopping.
I want all of you to come shopping.
We love to shop together.
It's my addiction. No, actually, I've gotten much better at it. Apricot Lane Boutique. Right. So shout out to Monica. She had the fill the bag over the weekend. I hope some of you took advantage of that. So it was like a $25 bag bag, a $75 bag, and a
Wow,
$100
I
bag.
didn't know about that. I missed that.
Oh, you missed it. I was talking about it. It went from like Thursday through Sunday.
I missed it.
Whatever size bag, whatever they had,
That's cool.
you shove it all in there. There's some people that probably like tied it up really right. Next.
Got creative.
Yes. So Apricot Lane Boutique is our next mobile Monica, and that is coming up for you in February, on February 10th, and it'll be at 4:00 in the afternoon. And again, they're transitioning. So when I was there, I took a bunch of footage of the Christmas time. So I think a lot of the stuff that you probably would see from the clothes and the jewelry, they have been replaced. And so now they're getting ready for spring and summer. So again, Apricot Lane Boutique. Mobile Monica, February 10th, 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And
Fun.
yes, it's going to be a great time. So as I mentioned, from a clothing standpoint, you're going to see some things here that may or may not still be there. If they are, great. Hi, Monica. There's Monica, by the way. She is such a sweetheart. So this is a look of the store. So it's right there. You know where Massa's is?
Yeah.
Right off the Winghaven exit. You can go in. There's Mama Jackie, by the way. She was shopping. I'm not sure what she bought for the day. But Apricot Lane, I can't wait to come there with you and again introduce you for the first time to their beautiful space.
awesome.
So from clothes to jewelry. And by the way, somebody said, can I go and get the candles? She was carrying them. I can't tell you that it's still there.
Yeah.
If not, we can get them replaced. But Apricot Lane Boutique, again, February 10th, and it will be at 4 p.m. You going to come shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, twist your arm.
Oh, no. Oh.
We also are excited about doing one of our business spotlights. We just got done. Did you see our piece on Principia? I was so proud.
I did see that. That was really awesome.
Thank you. It was shot in October, but it was one of those big projects that took a few months. And then, yes, I'm so proud of my team for that. We're going to do something similar to that with the Excel Center, which is with MERS Goodwill. So if you know anybody that has not gotten their diploma, their high school diploma, a lot of these people are like, in their 20s and above. I love this for them. And they offer that to you free.
Wow. That's great.
Yes. The Excel Center. Okay, so I cannot wait from the tuition standpoint. We'll talk about all of that. So that is coming up. They will be in with us at the end of this month, and then we go to show everything that they're doing, talk to the students, how it's been life-changing for their world, right?
Yeah.
That's coming up in one of our business spotlights, and then we have a ton of Mobile Monicas coming up in February, in March, and in April. We are coming up with the dates and the times on all of them. I can't wait, because Rose, she's like, when's the next one? Well, shopping is going to be the next one. So come shop
Apricot
with
Lane's
us.
next.
I say, Anna, what did you just say? Can we do a makeover there too? Well, sure. She wants to look at now. She's in love with the makeovers. Yes. Come and actually, Monica and I will both help you. We'll do a little makeover there for you. Absolutely. Let's do it together. Thank you, Jenny. When's our next day together?
I'll be here in another 2 weeks. So that's what, February, first Monday in February. What is that?
What are we discussing? You do that and I'll give you the date.
Okay, give me the date. Okay, we are going to be talking about the 7 archetypes of perimenopause.
Oh.
And you will not want to miss this show, ladies.
Rose?
Even if you are postmenopausal, it's important for you to know where you came from in the archetype.
And Rose is sitting there going, what the heck's an archetype? It is February 2nd. So February
That's what I
2nd,
thought,
mark it
2nd.
on the calendar. And she said, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss any of these. She does a wonderful job. Christy, have a blessed day to you as well. And to all of you, if you're just signing on, go back, watch the show, and then share. Make sure that you are following our page. If you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram, make sure you're also following on YouTube, because the whole library is on YouTube. So let's make sure you follow on both. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, let's talk about sex.
Ooh.
We have a sex therapist coming in.
Awesome.
I am going to do it more on struggles in relationships.
Yeah,
What are the
that's
biggest struggles that couples go through? We just talked a little bit about it, and it could be this that blends into this. So we will have that for you tomorrow morning. You don't want to miss that. And I hope that you ask questions. Again, these should not be taboo topics.
Yeah.
Ask those questions and have a better
Amen.
relationship in and out of the bedroom. That's tomorrow. Until then, love you all. Remember to be kind. God bless you.